I got cut off there on my phone, or I'm running out of space on here. But I've been blabbing long enough, anyways. But yeah, I don't know enough about that John P. to say exactly what happened, and I try to be real careful commenting on shit like that because a lot of times the man might be innocent. It happens more than people would think in this country. When I went to prison, I deserved to be there. I broke the law. I did some bad things, and I deserved every day I did. Uh, but I was amazed at the people that said they were innocent. And knowing what I know now, I wonder how many actually were. But I'm going to put a link up for that Governor Ryan thing. There was some other stuff I want to talk about too, but my wife's over here waiting to go to bed. And sometimes I get to rambling, and my mouth goes faster than windshield wipers on a duck's ass. But I decided I'm going to talk to some people about writing my story because that can't be censored. That's why I'm basically telling YouTube to suck my dick. Because any company that censors Americans, just because somebody says something ignorant that you don't like, there's no reason to take their rights away. Any company that tries to take away people's freedom of speech should not be allowed to do business in America. So if they take my videos down, they can just suck a dick because I don't know if I really want to keep doing videos and supporting a company like that anyways. I'll still manage to sneak my way on because I'm handy with computers, and I'll still get on and watch my friends' videos and stuff if they do take my shit down. But I decided I'm going to talk to some people and try writing my story. Something they can't take from me like the bastards did last time. I had some peace in my heart that if I died, maybe some young angry person would be helped. And they took that from me. They took that from me. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. That's like me and my brother got in an argument. Well, Congress made a law that they can censor people. Yeah, I know that, you jackass. I watch all these congressional hearings. And why do you think Congress made that fucking law, genius? So maybe they can control the narrative? Ignorant fuck. And he's got a master's degree. Jesus. I'm just a motherfucker that has been locked up in a lot of places, and I have seen the corruption from the ones that are supposed to be the good guys. And don't get me wrong, not all prison guards were bad people. Some of them were real good people. I got one, she's a good friend of mine. She's a wonderful woman. Very good woman. Been through some horrible things herself that I'm not going to talk about, but very good woman. I respect her immensely. And she's a prison guard. I thanked the police officer where me and Nate grew up whenever I got back. Told him, thank you for treating me like a human being, even when I was acting like a fucking animal. Because he became a cop because he wanted to make a difference. You got good and bad and everything, people. But people of the world need to stop going at each other, and we need to start holding the rich and powerful accountable. And until everybody's treated equally under the law, regardless of how much money you got, what color you are. I love my country, but you can shove that liberty and justice for all right up your fucking ass because it's bullshit. It's an illusion. It's a facade. And don't ever forget that conspiracy theory, that's two words, that since you were born, you have been conditioned. As soon as you hear somebody called a conspiracy theorist, the first thing you think is the same thing I think. A crazy person that needs to be in a padded cell with tinfoil on his head. You have been conditioned to think that. That way somebody starts getting close to the truth, call them a conspiracy theory, and then they are discredited right out of the fucking gate. But stop being sheep. stop attacking each other and start holding your fucking elected officials accountable. Attacking ICE because you don't like the laws. ICE don't make the laws. Congress does. Go storm Congress. Go protest them. Or don't vote for them. And if you're raising all this hell in this country and you don't even vote, not only are you a sheep and a dumbass, but you really got no business running your fucking mouth whatsoever. If you can't get your ass up to go vote, then shut the fuck up. No, I'm not going to say that, because even though you're an ignorant fuck, you still have freedom of speech. And I'm sorry, but I get angry about it. I have a grandfather that fought in World War II, Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, and a Purple Heart. I got a son that's got PTSD from fighting over in that fucking sandbox in Afghanistan so these motherfuckers can make money with their oil and shit. And I get angry. The reason I stand up and recognize that flag when the national anthem's played, I don't agree with my government all the time. I love my country. I would never betray my country, and I would die for my country. But I stand up because the reason that flag was standing in the morning, the Star-Spangled Banner gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. The reason that flag was standing up the next day after the English had bombarded that fort, specifically the flag, because we refused to take it down, it was standing up from the bodies of the men that went out there to stand it back up. Literally the dead bodies of the men that went out there and believed so much in what they were trying to create here that they gave their lives to stand that fucking flag up. So whenever the national anthem plays, I stand my fucking ass up and I recognize those men and I recognize those women. And all the families that have buried sons and daughters for this country. And that's why I quit watching sports. You're going to make $1 million in a country like this, and if you're a professional athlete, you got plenty of a soapbox to get your point out there. But you're going to kneel down during the national anthem. Fuck you, and fuck sports. I stand my ass up not because I give a fuck about everything that our government does. I stand up out of respect for the women and the men that died for this country so that I have the right to be free. It's not for my government. I love my country and I love my countrymen, and I would die for any of them. I consider myself very blessed to be an American. Problem is, we've had it so good so long that people have become soft, whiny little bitches, getting all butthurt over everything, going at each other. I guess all I really got to say is, bah. Fucking idiots. People need to start educating yourselves. Black Lives Matter's tearing down a statue of Frederick fucking Douglass. Jesus Christ. Educate yourself, people. And teachers, stop teaching kids all this sex shit, which is the parents' place to teach the children their morals, not yours. It's not the state's place. And start teaching them reading, writing, and arithmetic again. How 25% of our high school graduates can't read and write. How a parent can sit there or a teacher and watch that young person get that diploma knowing damn good and well they can't read and write. Shame on you. The fuck? And see, that's part of the plan too. Keep the peasants fucking stupid. Keep them uneducated. Our owner's manual used to tell us how to adjust the timing and the valves in our cars. Now they tell you don't eat the fucking battery. Because you motherfuckers have dumbed shit down. But I won't get off here. It's just getting me worked up. And John, none of this is directed at you. You are one of those people that you're always smiling. You're always laughing. And yeah, I believe there's something out there too. I believed that for a long time. Nobody can convince me that a bunch of motherfuckers with copper tools, copper chisels, and wooden hammers fucking chiseled these giant granite blocks so straight that can't put a piece of paper between them. We got cranes today that can barely move those giant granite stones. And it's lined up so precisely to Orion's belt, we can't even do it that precise with global positioning satellites. But yeah, I'm going to believe that a bunch of motherfuckers with chisels, copper chisels, and fucking wooden hammers built that. Sure they did. And they built it on the ley line, straight line right across the world on a bunch of different continents too, you know. That's the problem. The people that run shit thinks we're all stupid. We're not stupid. We're smarter than they are. At least we can manage a budget. If we don't pay our bills, we get our asses out on the streets and the electric shut off. These motherfuckers got us so far in debt, our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren still going to be trying to dig their way out. Can't even manage a budget. They're going to tell the rest of us how we're supposed to live. They ain't as smart as they think they are. And I don't scoff at education neither. Education is a good thing, but I think what happens is a lot of these people they all got these Ivy League degrees. And you know what that means? That means you are absolutely brilliant about that little sliver of whatever your major was, your major study. The world is made up of a whole bunch more than that. So you know a hell of a lot about one little sliver of what the whole world's about. But I think what happens sometimes is they get to thinking they know everything about everything because they got that degree. And correct me if I'm wrong, but what's that bitch's name that was on the TV show? Or she got in trouble because she bribed somebody to get her kid into college or something. Lori Loughlin. She got in trouble. Almost all of our politicians' kids go to an Ivy League school. Do you really believe the gene pool in Washington, D.C. is so good that all of their children are smart enough to test out and go to these prestigious colleges? Nothing happens to them, though, does it? Rules for thee and not for me. And I'm not telling people they should revolt, rise up, down with the man. I ain't saying nothing like that. I'm saying Americans need to stop going at each other. And they need to turn to God. They need to write their congressmen, write their senators. If they don't like the laws that somebody's passing, vote their fucking asses out of office. Get your asses up and go vote. Start holding your elected officials accountable. Quit attacking each other. Quit being sheep. Because if my side's right, your side's wrong, you're a sheep. You're a closed-minded sheep. The way it's supposed to work, one side says this is what I want, the other side says this is what I want, and you meet somewhere in the middle. It's called compromise. Without compromise, there can be no progression. And a house divided cannot stand. One of my major things in history that I studied was the Civil War. And believe me when I say, motherfuckers ain't ready for something like that. I'm not ready for something like that. And that's the other thing, all this racism shit. Over 300,000 white men died during the Civil War fighting to end slavery. That whole Underground Railroad, you think those were all black houses all the way up north? Those were all white people that were against slavery. But I'm trying to explain that to people that try and tear down a statue of Frederick fucking Douglass. A brilliant man, escaped slave. His white friends bought his freedom. But a brilliant man, one of the brilliant minds of that time. And you're trying to tear a statue down. Even if history's bad, you don't tear it down because we have short memories as human beings. We forget quickly. Every 100 years there's somebody new. That bad history's there to remind you, dumbasses, what not to do again. There's parts of you think America is the first country that went in and conquered and took the land from somebody? We didn't invent that idea. We didn't invent slavery. Fucking people. And that's why I love history. And what terrifies me, though, is if you know history, you can almost predict the future because we do have short memories. That's why history does repeat. And Rome was not ever really conquered. Rome was overwhelmed with people fleeing the Huns, and it overwhelmed the whole system. And if you think for a second that it's just coincidence that all of a sudden all these military-age Muslim men start showing up all over the world in Western countries, you're not very bright at all. And if you ever think that in a religion like that says you tax the hell out of or you kill anybody that doesn't convert to that religion, if you think that that's compatible with what people believe in America or any other Western country, I don't want to, that's not no religion to me. You're going to force me to be in any religion. Suck my dick and cut my head off. And I'm going to eat pork till the day I die. If you want to be Muslim, be Muslim. But you sure as hell ain't going to tell me what I'm going to be. And the God I believe in don't force you to worship him. He don't want you to worship him because you have to. If he wanted that, he would have made us all robots. He wants you to worship him because you love him. Christians ain't running around chopping people's heads off that don't want to be Christian. But I'm going to get off now. Believe me, there's so many other things I could fucking say because I sit here and I watch it every day and it really makes you angry. Really makes you angry. And I hear it in my sleep. Bam, bam. I'll tell you how I feel about politics. I'm going to put a song up. It's called The Snake. I'll put it up on my community page. But much love to all of you. And John, I'm sorry I got sidetracked, man. That's how I am. I'll start out talking about one thing, man, and the next thing I'm 2 states over and 4 counties deep. I've always been. You should see me when I'm manic. When I go manic, bipolar, holy shit. I'm like that ricochet rabbit. Bing, 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 bouncing off everything. But much love to all of you. John, God bless you. God bless your beautiful family. That little daughter of yours, she is such a little doll. I pray that girl has good health, that God has his angels protecting her all the days of her life. I pray that she is successful and finds lots of love and peace in her life. I know she's got a father that has a wonderful heart. You're always smiling and laughing. And I know you haven't had an easy life neither. We all got our crosses to bear. That's what I mean. We're not here to tear each other down. I truly believe that. And I truly believe we are all connected. When you hurt one, it hurts us all. Our minds can't comprehend how we're all connected, but we are. We were all created in the image of God. And I know there's a God like I know my own name. Because you don't go from what I was to what I am now. That don't happen. But they won't let me talk about God in schools. I can't tell the truth and say things. And my story's not an easy story to tell. It's an ugly story. And social media, can't tell it. I think I'm going to try to have somebody help me write it. That's what I think I'm going to do. But I'm still going to be getting on and checking on you scallywags. Because all of you, there's too many to name. But all of you that I watch your channel and that I talk to you, and you all matter to me. And you know what I found? It doesn't really matter where people are from. At the end of the day, people are pretty much, we're all the same. All human beings want, whether they want to admit it or not. A lot of guys, we got to be the tough guys all the time. But all a human being really wants is just to be loved and accepted. Point blank. And if you want to change the world, here's one easy way to do that. Take all that energy that everybody takes every day, attacking other people and pointing out their flaws and their inadequacies. Take all that energy, look in the mirror at yourself, and don't be a coward. Be honest with what you see staring back at you. And instead of attacking and tearing down other human beings with the hateful things you say, take all that energy and make yourself a better human being. Just that one thing would make the world better, because not only would people not being attacked and just shredded to pieces emotionally, but we would be making ourselves better people. And that one thing would make the world bearable. We're not here to tear each other down. We're here to help each other along the way. Each and every one of you are here to learn something from others and to teach things to others and to help each other along the way. You don't know that now, you will someday, I promise you that. Because someday we will all be held accountable. That's a fact. There will be no lawyers. That's the one piece I get with all these rich and powerful people. I wish I could almost see when that angel of death comes, the look on their face when they realize that all their money, all their power, all their fancy lawyer tricks can't get them out of paying that debt. And when we stand before Christ and He judges us, there's going to be no arguing. We will know in our hearts that justice was served, that we deserve what we get. There'll be no fancy lawyer tricks. That's the peace I get. I know all these people that go through the world doing these evil things and are untouchable. Someday you got to answer. And ain't nothing going to get you out of that. And that brings me some peace to my heart. I feel like a hypocrite sometimes talking about things as bad as I used to be. But see, I admit it. I don't deny who I was. Actually, I like saying who I was because it just shows the power of God, who I am now. Some of God's greatest workers were terrible sinners. Saul became Paul. He used to hunt Christians down and feed them to lions and shit in the Colosseum. He became one of God's strongest workers. When you got somebody that does good their whole life and they do a little better, people don't notice that so much. But when somebody was as lost as I was, to who I am now, that's a powerful testimony for the Lord. Powerful testimony. Because only God can change hearts like that. But y'all have a good one. I'm sorry I got a little mad. I'll probably put this in 2 videos. If I was a knight in medieval times, my name would be Sir Talks-A-Lot. and I don't know where it all comes from. I'll be starting talking about one thing, like that link you put up, John, and next thing I know, man, like I said, I'm 2 states over and 4 counties deep. It's my mind. It's so